Hello, hello. As you can tell from the title, today I'm gonna be doing animation. This is from what I started last week. So last week I did most of the studying portion on stream, but I had to finish on my own time because that takes forever. And now I have all the poses I want for as a sketch, but I also have to change the simple sketch to the characters, which is what I'm going to be doing today. And depending on how much progress I make, I will also be doing cleanup, which I'm very excited about because it's my favorite part. And so far, this is all I have for the sketch. I didn't really have time to work on it this weekend. I was doing animation for a friend who asked me to be a part of their project, and I'm very, very excited about that, so of course I said yes immediately. And this weekend we were doing tests to get used to the style, to get used to the characters, what they look like, all of that. It was fun. I really enjoyed it, but it took a while, and so I didn't have time to work on this instead. I did do designs, outfits for the girls, something simple, so I don't have to draw too many details. I thought about giving Billy her jacket, but I really didn't want to have to do her pin and her patch. It seemed like way too much detail for now, especially since there's this entire section where they do a turn. So no thank you, I will not be doing that. So instead I gave them simple outfits. It's not extremely long, it's less than 100 frames, but it's still a lot of poses. This is in twos right now, mostly. Well, you can't really see, it's in here. They each have their own layer, and most of the poses are 2 or 3 frames. I don't know how much in-betweens I will do. I don't think I will do many, if any. Maybe here, because those are too long for me. 4 frames is a little too long. But after that, I probably won't do any in-betweens. For a lack of time. I mostly want this to be a practice. I don't want it to be a full project that I spend ages on. So I'm not going to do that. I also have a folder here for the clean. You can barely see it, but it's here. And I don't know how much of that I will do, but some of it. Okay, like this. Sometimes when I'm doing animation, I try to make my interface as small as possible to be able to draw on a really big screen, and then I forget to switch it back. So yes, I'm going to be doing mostly Billy's design to start, but when they start touching, like here, I'll probably be doing both at the same time, just so it's more consistent. For this, for now, I'm using the same pen that I use for the comic line art, but I'm not sure if I'm going to keep that or not, because it has a lot of pressure sensitivity, and for line art, it's not my favorite thing to use, for animation line art specifically. So I might switch to a different pen, more of one of these, which is roughly the same but doesn't have the pressure on, so it's easier to make it consistent and make it all look the same from one frame to the next without having to go over it several times. I tried to go really simple for the design, but still things that they would wear. The jacket I gave Mari has zero personality. I wanted to add pockets and things, but then I thought better of it, so no pockets for her. I'm not sure how much I will draw the lacing on the shoes, or if I will stop drawing it after a while. Also, I'll be doing the cleanup on a vector layer, so it's easier to color later with the fill tool. Which is something I rarely remember to do. For inking illustrations and random art that I make, sure. But for animation I always forget, and then I get to coloring, or at least shading, and I'm like, oh, this would have been so useful actually. But I'm not sure. I know you can convert from vector to normal, like raster, but I don't think you can do it the other way. At least not without having to touch up everything to check it's perfect, which I will not be doing. Forgot this line. I was doing some sketches before this, just to warm up, and it's another thing I really consistently forget for some reason. I used to do them a lot more regularly, and I would do like shapes and lines as well. But at some point I got really out of the habit, and now it's just not something I think about. Adding more in-betweens would be good for the hair and maybe some of the clothes as well, but and I'm definitely going to ink the glasses on a separate layer. I just don't think it's going to be something I can keep consistent. Even in the comic, it's really a struggle. They're never the same shape or the same size. Which is a lot less noticeable in comic format than in animation, when you can see it change from one frame to the next. I'm trying to make this as clean as possible because I like working with a really clean sketch more. Which is why I was so excited when my friend asked me to do cleanup for her project, because her animation is always really clean and easy to work with. Which is the best. I also, it kind of happened all at once, but I've been trying to figure out the new schedule for the Ghost Hunting Club for the pages. Because I want to release a chapter a month. Oh, what are they doing outside? Anyway. Hi G, thank you for calling me stinky this early in the morning. But yes, I want to release a chapter a month, and in order to do that, I need to release, like, this is February, this is March. I had chapter 6 here, I have chapter 7 here when it's complete, and in between this time, I want to release all the chapter 7 pages, so it's complete early March, first Monday. And I had to do math and focus all my brain cells on how often I'm gonna publish and how many pages every time. Because last year I was doing 1 page per update. So this was update 1 and there was just 1 page. And update 2 and there was another page. But that was a lot of updates already. I did 3 a week and it was already a lot. And it took me about a month and a half to do 1 chapter on average. And more than 3 pages a week, I feel like it's too many updates and not enough story per update, especially when it's pages or it's a big background. It's just a house and nothing happens. Not that I'm not proud of those pages, but it's not very interesting as a reader. So I decided to instead do pages in batches. So if I have 20 pages, I do 5 every time. And the first ones went out yesterday evening, and the others will be on Fridays. But I wasn't ready last Friday, so it's 2 updates this week and it works out. I'm just hoping I don't have any chapters that are really long or really short, so I can keep the amount of pages per update somewhat consistent. Right now, it's just, it was 4 pages, but there was the cover included, so it's 3 pages and the cover. Which is good for me, it works, and it's not unreasonable to get done in a week. If I have 0 buffer, nothing ready, I can do 4 pages a week. That's not too much. But I am also hoping to get a significant amount of buffer made, because it's really practical and it allows me to work more on other projects that take more time. Oh, this is not a great transition. Whatever. So yes, there will be so many chapters of the Ghost Hunting Club this year. I'm so excited about that. I do have to make them all. But yeah. So I figured that out yesterday and I spent entirely too long doing admin for everywhere I publish the comic. Because the main platform is Webtoon. And I have both versions on there. But I also publish on a bunch of other ones. And when I have new pages, I have to put them up everywhere at once. When I did my first comic, More Than One Lifetime, I published it only on Webtoon at first. And then later added it to other platforms, so the publishing dates are all over the place. And for this one, I don't want that to be the case. I also know some people don't like a specific platform and they read only on one of them. So that way everyone can read my comic. It'll be easier, even easier when I have my website because everything will be on there. But I have things to update before I put it online. Because my current website is very simple. It doesn't have much, it just has my portfolio and links to my various social media. And that's fine, but I wanted something that had all my work, mostly for the comics. Because like a platform can go away anytime. And I don't want my comics to just disappear into nothing. If like one day just Webtoon decides to just close my account. I can also do fun formatting things later on. For now, I just have to fill the database with all the pages I've ever made. Formatted correctly with like sizes that make sense, because my pages are very, very big. And I don't want to host a website that is too intense. It's also very green for now, because my whole visual identity used to be very green and like pastel, which I don't think fits me anymore. Which is why this, my entire Twitch thing, most of my YouTube, and most of my social media don't have it anymore. Okay, that works for me. I'm so glad I added a shortcut to add a new frame which this time existed, it just didn't have anything working with it. But now it does, and it's very easy. And I also made a sticky note right in front of my face with all the shortcuts for animation, because I tend to forget them. Also, I moved my desk because the way my room is set up, it's my living room. My desk used to be here with my tower here and my screen, and here there's a window. So the light comes like this, and it was very, very, very annoying when filming because I had terrible light consistently, especially right now when there's no sunshine. In summer it's much better, but in winter it's really dark and sad. So I turned my desk to be like this. My screen is here, well, like this. My tower is here, and the window. So now I get, I'm not gonna say sunlight because I don't get sunlight, but I get a lot more light, which is very nice, and I can see the sky. But I had to be specific about what papers I moved from one wall to the other. And I kept mostly the to-do lists and the sticky notes with all kinds of information, so I don't forget anything. And I did it all in one day, which I'm very proud of, because usually when I move anything, it takes me a long time to put everything back in its spot and just be finished with it. But I did it all in one day yesterday, did a bunch of cleaning at the same time. That was very efficient. I also gave Mari gloves for this. It doesn't make much of a difference, they're really tight, so I don't have to draw them any specific way. But I gave them to her because I cannot live without gloves in winter. And I have like a pair of, I think they're for skiing. I got them in a sports shop for sure. And you wear them under regular gloves that are waterproof, but those are just simple ones. And I never go outside without them. It's just too cold. Okay, that works. How long have I been doing this? Half an hour. About half an hour. Okay. Yeah, it's probably gonna take me the whole morning. I don't draw very fast in general, but for animation it's much worse. I'm not very confident about it, unlike the comics, so I check everything so many times. It's probably a good thing that I picked this comic to put on this animation, because I don't draw the girls from More Than One Lifetime very often, and every time I try to do a comic or an illustration or even a doodle for them, I have to check the references several times because I never remember all their details. But for this one, I draw it so much. I work on it every week, so I'm very much used to what they look like. What details? I didn't design the back of their outfits. I figured it would be a problem that I get to when I get to it. It's probably gonna be just really simple, no details. No pockets. Okay, gotta remember to save regularly, just in case. Yeah, that's supposed to be much longer. I like tucking their tops into their pants because it's easier to keep track of, and also because you're much warmer that way. But we can say she has like a hoodie underneath. Okay, this one, no. She doesn't have short baby arms. Okay, that's better. Well, I had like less than a tenth of the can, so far it's not doing much. But like, it will come later. I still have some energy from just like getting up and doing things. Putting ice cold water on my face. But I didn't feel like making coffee. And I had this one. So I figured I'd have it. I still have a list of monster flavors I want to try eventually that I collected from friends who actually drink the flavored ones, not just the simple ones. But a lot of them are really hard to find. And I don't want to go too far. I don't want to take the subway to get one. Not just for this purpose. If I do have to go like somewhere else in another part of my city, then I will look. But I'm not going just for that. But I think some of them that were recommended to me by my friends that live in the US just don't exist here. Like, apparently there's a coffee monster thing, and I think it's like a mix of an energy drink and just coffee, which is really cool and seems kind of dangerous at the same time. And I would love to try it, but I couldn't find any in Europe as a whole, not just France. So for now, the coffee monster lives in my dreams only. But I did try, it was G that recommended Aussie lemonade, which was very good. And I also tried, I think it was Pipeline Punch. That was recommended by another friend on Discord, which was also good. And now I just have a list of others that I can't find. No, it's not blasphemy. It sounds interesting. Maybe I would hate it, but at least I would have tried, you know? The most important part. Trying new things. Food things, specifically. Okay, yes. I'm trying to make them blink sometime, but I don't want to add frames for blinking. No, thank you. Oops. Okay, that is too short. There's this local brand called Mr. Brown, and they tried making double shot, but it just tasted burned. Yeah. That's the thing that I think is really easy to do, is like make something that just tastes like burned coffee. And then who's gonna drink that? I mean, maybe some people like it, I don't know. Considering the quality of coffee that I've had my family drink, like I saw them drink it and I tried it into their cups and I was like, what is this? Why would you do this to yourself? And they're like, what do you mean it's good? No, it is not. Wanda is a Japanese brand. Man, why do they make the best canned stuff? We don't get these here. They don't import a lot of Japanese drinks. Gotta get to Japan and try all the things. I would love to go actually. A lot of drinks here are in bottles. And often I find the bottles are too big. I like small drinks to try, but oh, that's gonna be a mess of layers. I don't want to do both of their lines on the same layer, because some of their timing is different, first of all, and mostly because if I want to save some poses, I want them to be on their own. But for here, it's gonna be like Billy's hand at the back, and then Mari, so it's another layer, and then Billy again. One thing I don't like about Clip Studio is the timeline is not the most practical. Like, this is closed but still takes kind of a lot of space. And when you have a lot of inking layers and then color layers, it's really annoying to keep track. And you can't like scroll like this, which is so annoying. Most of the time when I have a mess of layers, I make them blue or red and then overlay black. Yeah. I tend to do the opposite way. I put purple on top, because for this, like the frames are blue and green. In the animation I did for my friend, there were green and red. And usually I put red or purple or something like that, because I like drawing in black more, for some reason. But honestly, layers with different colors, the best. I hate drawing her from the side, because like, what does her hair do? What does it look like? It looks stupid, is what it does. I also need to make sure I keep the length of her hair consistent at the back. For Billy it's easier, but for Mari I always struggle to keep it like the same length. I don't know why, because it doesn't change. Okay. This one stays here. I gave her like the simplest outfit ever. but I didn't want her to wear a skirt and have like to clean that. I thought it would be so cute, but then I thought, considering some of the way she moves, no, absolutely not. It's basically the same. That doesn't move. That also doesn't move. It's just her arms are a little higher. She should probably lean back a little. We'll see. Ooh, or we're not gonna do it like this. And I'll draw Mari. I'm on the... No, okay. I don't want to draw on the wrong layer because in Clip Studio I don't know how to move lines from like one frame to another without duplicating that frame. In Harmony there was a very specific set of like actions to do that, to make sure to copy the lines without the frame. And I got used to that and it was very easy. But for Clip Studio I just don't know how to do it. And every time I try it's like, how can I look this up without getting results for copying frames? Oh. It's my watch telling me to move. I've been sitting for too long. Yeah, I know. It's been almost an hour, so I'll take a break soon. Right now, I'm just scrolling through Pinterest for ideas because I'm so wiped from the manga. Yeah, I can imagine. Especially since you worked on it like all in one go. It wasn't like with other things in the middle. I think that probably didn't help. Are you gonna do more chapters of your comic? Maybe? It's been so long since I caught up on everyone's comics. Perhaps, but right now I'm just waiting for April because March is a month full of assignments. Okay. It was never March for us, but you probably have slightly different dates for things. That's one thing I don't miss. Okay. This one doesn't have. What are my shortcuts? I keep picking the wrong ones. that's not what I wanted to do. Okay, that worked better than I expected it to. Yesterday we were watching a sort of blind test about anime openings, I think it was. And then there was a section where they give you 4 characters and you have to guess the anime. We both don't watch a lot of recent anime, and I watched more of the two of us, and I don't even watch that many. We scored terrible. We were both terrible. But some of the designs, I saw them and I was like, can you imagine animating that? Can you imagine the amount of elements you have to keep track of? Make sure they move in the right way and that they move at all. I was like, oh, that's so much stuff. Oh, Sari said break time. To be fair, most anime these days are just cheap escapes and isekai. I don't know. I don't keep track of like the new things, so I have no idea what's like popular. But I enjoy isekai. I think it's fun. I just don't watch the things as they come out because I can't keep track of things from one week to the next. Like, I need to watch something in a short period of time, or I will forget. Alright, break time. Time to stretch, get some water, get a snack, and I'll be back in 5 minutes, something like that.
Beeping after aliens, we on top of the world, we the sapiens. Do you understand massive complication there? Do you really think you know what I'm made of? My flow is so magical, I'm old, call me Gandalf. You can shine, but I'm about to go off. Heard me wanna believe what I'm saying, but I cannot do this at all. there's no way back.
Girls with their nails done now. Girls with their nails done. I like the girls with their nails done. Girls with their
I'm back. I did my little stretches and got myself a muffin for breakfast, even though it's 10. Isekai is fun, but like a lot of them are just so lazy, male self-inserts. Yes, I agree with that. I think there's a lot of potential to do fun things, but not everyone does fun things. Coucou, bienvenue de ce bon matin. Gris et froid et moche. J'espère que t'es prête à me voir galérer. Vu que en 1 heure j'ai fait ça.
As the leaves start falling down and the shadows above the town, I can finally see you now. I see the fear inside your eyes, I see the pain in your smile. I can finally see you now. Oh, we're radiate all over the world.
One type of anime I really like is the ones with like reincarnation. I'm just thinking about this because I watched one last week. It was like 12 episodes, so it was really quick. And usually it's like, oh, I was a good person, and now in this, whatever story I've ended up in, I'm a really mean person, or everyone hates me, or whatever. And I think that's kind of boring. Because most times they're like, oh, I'm gonna be nice, and I'm gonna make everyone love me again. Like, no, that's boring, be me. But this specific one, it was some guy who was interested in magic, died too young, got reincarnated as a prince, and decided, ruling all of that, who cares? I want to do magic. And that's basically all he does. And it was really, really fun. I picked it completely at random, thinking, oh, we'll see. If it's bad, I watched a few episodes. And if it's bad, I just move on to something else. But it was really good. I like watching short things more, says the person who watched all of One Piece. I like watching short things more because it's easier to follow and remember characters and everything. And I learned about the anime Pretty Cure. It's a magical girl anime. And I thought, oh, that sounds interesting. Why not give it a try? And it's 50 episodes. So it's gonna have to wait a little bit. Especially since it only has Japanese voices and subtitles. So I can't draw at the same time, because I don't speak Japanese, obviously. And I need to read the subtitles. Which is why instead I chose to watch Eureka 7, and it was an experience. It's also 50 episodes, but it has English voices. Pretty Cure. I've never tried it. I haven't tried it yet. But maybe someone has watched it, you know? Aya, ça m'étonnerait pas qu'elle connaisse parce que c'est vraiment un truc Magical Girl. Il y a genre 1 million de saisons depuis 2005. J'aimerais bien regarder plus de trucs de Magical Girl, mais la plupart ils sont assez enfantins. Et ça me fait chier de suivre des gamines qui vont au collège. Ça me manque pas vraiment le collège. J'ai pas trop envie de regarder des trucs sur ça. And of course there's Sailor Moon, but I don't want to watch Sailor Moon and watch something and do something else at the same time. C'est souvent ça. Bah oui, mais du coup c'est nul. Oh, and also we've been watching, and I need to talk about this. We've been watching all the movies made by, I don't know his name, the person who made Your Name, movie Your Name. My partner got a set with like all his movies, and we've been watching them chronologically, oldest first. And I have an app called TV Time where I put everything I watch, and people can leave comments on what they've seen. And on the oldest one, which I did not like, everyone in the comments was like, oh, this was so touching, it was so beautiful, I cried, it was amazing. I was like, did we watch the same thing? Like, it's not bad, I'm not saying it's bad, I just didn't like it. But I thought it wasn't the best story, it was quite simple, and it wasn't, I don't know. I didn't think it was all that amazing. And the comments were just like, oh, this was so good. This is my favorite thing. Okay. And we've watched 3 or 4 so far. First night we watched 2 because one was really short. And I'm like, I don't know what to expect from the few we have left now. Because what if it's the same? There's definitely a formula to the stories. Like things that come back often. I don't know, I was really surprised by the difference between my experience and apparently everyone else's. Ah, attends. Jusque maintenant j'ai fait genre toutes ces pauses là où c'est l'étude, genre d'après une vidéo. Et là je fais des croquis et après je ferai le line un peu plus clair, un peu plus propre et les couleurs. Mais les couleurs j'aurai pas le temps aujourd'hui et le line j'y crois moyen. Mais je vais essayer de au moins finir le sketch. Enfin là je suis un peu lente, mais on y croit. On est que le 11, c'est pas grave. En vrai, ça va. Je pensais que le croquis de base, ça me prendrait beaucoup plus longtemps. J'ai eu vachement de mal à démarrer en fait. À choisir mes pauses et tout. Mais après, une fois que j'étais dedans, ça allait. C'est juste que j'essaye de faire ça un peu propre pour pas trop galérer quand je fais le clean. Et surtout pas vraiment trop rajouter de frames. Parce qu'au début, là j'en ai une, elle fait quand même 3. Et celle-là aussi. Et du coup je pense que j'aurais besoin de rajouter une pause au milieu ou quelque chose. Mais je veux pas faire plus in between. Genre la plupart de mes trucs elles sont en twos donc c'est pas mal. Mais il y a des moments où ça bouge un peu bizarre, mais tant pis. Et je vais faire le sketch comme ça, le clean. Et après je verrai s'il faut rajouter des in-between ou pas. Parce qu'il y a, s'il n'y a pas besoin, je ne les fais pas. But yeah, I want to release this for Valentine's. But it's a little soon, considering what I have. For the other comic I did an extra, but for this one I didn't want to. Because I feel like there hasn't been enough story in between the Christmas one and this one. Which makes sense since I took a break for a lot of January, like most of the month, but still. I don't want the comic to be mostly extras with pages in between. I'm gonna draw Billy's hands in the front for this one. Good thing I didn't give them pockets because they'd be here and so annoying to draw. I also finished the outfits I was doing last week for the Halloween thing, and they look really good. I'm very proud of them. I still need to add more things in their pockets, like more instruments, kind of, and of course more snacks and things. and I've started working on the place they'll be going to. But I haven't decided exactly where it's going to be. They live sort of in the US, but not really. It's never said, and that's on purpose, because a lot of things aren't realistic in any way, and I don't want to have to work around a specific country's like culture, way to do things. Especially for the school. So their university has unclear rules to work around the scenario. Nope. That's too low. That's probably gonna be the thing that I have the hardest time keeping consistent, except for the glasses, is the length of her shirt. What does this look like from the other side? Good question. The main problem with this is that the reference isn't clean enough for me to check this kind of details of like their hands, especially since it's so dark. So I have to imagine. I like filming my references for that reason, because I can make sure I have like clean details, good lighting. It's the right one? Yes, it is. If I do draw something on the wrong layer, it's not too bad, as long as it's not the line art. Okay, that's better. Okay, very satisfying when it works. Follow the guidelines, not just draw from the previous frame. I don't know who's in front in that part. Oh, it's Mari. Okay. Okay, third try. Sorry. I wonder if I can add this to one of my episodes. Or if you have to be like an original for that. Because I'm pretty sure you can have like GIFs on a webtoon. I'm pretty sure I've seen them before. But they might be just for originals. Oh, so is anyone gonna do the contest for 2025. Because I registered to get the emails about it, and I hadn't realized that it was already so close to the deadline until I got an email that was like, oh, it starts in 40 days. Like 40 days? That's nothing. That's like tomorrow. I don't know if I'm gonna do it. I have an idea that could work, but I feel like it needs more research and more preparation than what I would have time for. And I know a lot of people already have like at least one episode finished, if not more. So it's like, cutting it a little close. I'm mostly very excited to see what everyone's gonna do, because when there's contests, a lot of people like decide to publish their story if they've been working on it for a while, and it's fun. Lots of new things. Did I? No, I didn't forget her glasses. Okay. Okay. That's about a third of it, I'd say. A little less. Pretty good. In almost 2 hours, though. One thing I really didn't keep consistent in the rough sketch is the placement of the feet on like the floor. That is really not the same at any point. But I had to adjust a lot of the sizes because they were much smaller in the beginning. And it looked like the camera was getting closer to them, almost, which is not what I wanted. Okay, that looks like it falls to the floor in the right spot. I should add another reminder from the bot to save, but like a lot more often. Because the one to like take a break is every hour. I thought it was a good amount of time. But for saving it needs to be much more often. Okay, that looks weird. The girl in the video had like a hoodie and also a backpack. So the shape is very different.
Gotta know that this ain't living. We could run from Elysium and let it burn, let it burn. You've gotta know nothing lasts for.
I picked the playlist at random, but there's a lot of very dramatic songs. Doesn't really fit the vibe of the story for now, but this is meant to be cute. And no pressure. No ghosts. No danger.
I can't believe myself. I never thought this would be our end, but it's nothing new. And my lover's honesty, I can push it back down if I have to. If you want me to, 'cause we can.
Yeah, no. like her hair is a little long. No, it's fine. What? What is going on here? Oh, okay. For their hands. Oh, that's gonna be annoying. Because you're supposed to see the ones at the back a little here, but I think I'm just not going to include them. falls right behind. Because it's more practical that way. Okay, that looks more like her. Oh, I forgot one of her feet. Okay. I had guidelines, like these lines here, for the middle of the pose, like the place where their hands meet. So it stayed consistent because in the reference it was always in the middle. But when I changed the sizes of the poses, they're not lined anymore. Which makes sense because some of them were really unequal. But it bothers me. Not enough to go remove it, but still. Okay. Gonna start with Mari for this one.
Just walk right out the door. Don't wanna do this anymore. Now I'm lost without you. You drive me crazy out my mind. How'd you do this every time? Now I'm lost without you. Used to be the one I talk to when I'm sad.
Okay, it looks decently like she's pushing off the floor. Her sleeve is gonna hide part of her face for this, I think. Even considering she's a little higher, she should be a little higher than that, probably. Maybe not. Only a tiny portion, so. I thought about giving them one of them a scarf, like a very thick one that would go like this, but I wasn't sure how it would move, and it's not like a very stiff piece of clothing, so it had to move, and I thought it would be too much extra work, even though it would look very cool. I'm not sure this is gonna look right. Because here it looks like her feet is touching the floor, but it's not. Is that sunshine? That would be very good for all my plants that are slowly dying from living in the dark. Nope. Okay. These ones are too small. Okay, first Okay. I probably forgot them when I was doing the resizing. Yeah, that works better. Okay, break time. I'm gonna get some water because I don't have any left.
It's hard to keep smiling when you're closing every door. I'm trying to open. I tell you love you more, and you say it's broken. You make me weak. You're the one I seek. And I hate that I love you. I hate that I love you. If I could, and I would, carve out your heart. Carve out your heart. And I reincarnate it. And I reincarnate it. It's hard to keep smiling when you're closing every door. I'm trying to open. I tell you love you more, and you say it's broken. But it wouldn't mend mine.
I'm back and very happy to announce that the plants in my kitchen are looking very good. Oh. That noise was my desk hitting the wall. I don't know if it was heard on the stream, but it was a little scary in real life. I'm still not used to where it's placed right now, because I have a shelf. My desk goes slightly under it, and I have a monitor arm here with my tablet, and here I have another sort of, it's not a tripod obviously, but it's to attach a camera. And the wall is here, and there's a little space here, and I can push it so it's angled like this. But I try not to, so it stays like straight. But I keep doing it on accident, because when it was against the other wall, it was flush against the wall here. So I could just push myself away from my desk with no problem, but I can't do it anymore. Because it's not the... It's... I don't know the words in English. It's a piece of wood and two little thingies like this. I have the word in French, but not in English. And nothing is attached. I can just lift off this part. So I have to be very careful so nothing falls. It's never happened before, but I have pushed many things off the edge, which is always sad. I broke a plate. I had a small little plate that I used for snacks, and I broke it because it fell off the edge. I've been keeping the pieces. I want to put it back together, but I don't have any strong enough glue right now. So it's for later project that will remain for later for probably 4 years or something. It happens very often. I try to keep a list of everything I've started doing to make sure I don't forget it. Like, I'm not working on it right now, but it's not forgotten forever. But a lot of them I just don't want to work on for ages. And then one day I get a random motivation to just finish. And I do everything, like all that's left in a project all at once. And then it's done. It's how I made all my paper stars. I bought a pack of like 3,000 little strips of paper. They're long, thin like this, and then you turn them into little stars. And it's very cute, and I wanted to hang them from the ceiling, but doing 3,000 stars takes a long time. We did a lot of them in school, actually. But one day I just said, okay, I have enough of them. I'm gonna hang them now. And I spent like 2 days probably just making the strings of stars, because they're from the ceiling like this. There's one at the bottom, and then they're at random points. So some of them are like this, and I have some short ones. And it's made with fishing line, and I used a needle to go through the stars. It took forever. And I had to be very careful not to tangle them, because untangling fishing line is the worst thing to do. And now I have pretty stars hanging from my ceiling. I want more, but I don't have any more paper. So I have to get some more. It's on my eternal project list. The glasses are so small. Probably doesn't help. The paper stars at school were actually something we did when classes were boring. Because we had one teacher that would... We had two teachers that were talking a lot. One of them we really didn't like. Because she was bad at teaching. And the other one did a... I'm not gonna say economy class, but like legal status for artists sort of class, which was a lot of complicated admin things that no one really cared about. But he talked for like an hour. And in a class where everyone has a computer and a tablet, it's very obvious who's drawing and who's taking notes. And who's just listening to the class. So we would make paper stars while listening or not listening. I took quite a lot of notes in that class actually, but I think most of the time I was also multitasking, just doing other things like spreadsheets and things on the side. And I had two screens, so it was easy. Oh no. Local idiot draws on the wrong layer. I think it's a sign that I'm losing my focus. One very good thing about me moving my desk is that I had to clean everything, like take everything off. Except for this intake. I left it attached because I have, as I said, I have a monitor arm. It's like this, and there's one section, another section, and this, a metal plate that you attach to the back of the tablet. And these two sections have a lot of, I'm not going to say pressure in them, but like a lot of force to hold the weight of the tablet in whatever position you put it. So like it can be floating up here, and this will hold it up. Because of that, if you take off the tablet, this part, the metal plate, will go all the way up really suddenly, and it's very scary. And I'm terrified of like this part hitting me in the face. There's even a little drawing at the back like saying be careful when you take this off. So usually when I move my desk, I just don't take off the tablet, but that makes the entire thing very heavy, so it takes me a while. But because I move everything else, I remove everything else, I don't put back the things I don't want on my desk. So I had like a bunch of random papers and a bunch of things. Some of them I don't even know what they are. I had like little plastic thingies like this. I don't know where they came from. I don't know what they're used for. I think we got them when we got furniture. I think they came with it. Honestly, I don't know. I just put them in the random bag and like maybe someday they'll be useful. I'll be like, oh, they went with that piece of furniture, of course. But I don't think so. And now I have a lot of space on my desk, which is not gonna last long at all. It's my personal curse, I think. No matter how much I clean my desk, a few hours later it is extremely messy. It used to be like my entire room and stuff, and it drove my parents absolutely mad because my room was never organized. Ever. No matter how much time I spent on it, it never stayed organized. I'm not gonna say clean because it was relatively clean. I mean, it's on the second floor, so it's not like I would track dirt out there, but it was so messy. Does that work? Her sleeves are too big, I think. I'm honestly surprised at how well this frame works. I didn't expect it to. And then there's this. I think here. The other way.
Picking up the pieces that I
Yeah, this one definitely needs some work. Okay, it's a little better. It just might be the one not great point of the entire thing, but it won't be very visible. I think she should be looking up. Yeah. Oops. Okay. We'll say Billy's glasses are glued to her face, and that's why they're not jumping up and down. It's a little too high. Okay. So far, I've made this. Is there? Yeah, there's a line missing here, which you don't see with the sketch. Okay, I think I'm gonna stop here for today, because that's good progress and I'm running out of energy. Whoops. Okay, no. I thought I played something wrong. Thank you for everyone who... Oops. Oh. Thank you for everyone who came to hang out. I'll be streaming again tomorrow morning, as usual. And I hope you come watch me draw some pages because we're doing comic tomorrow, which is very exciting. Bye bye.